I am studying for the New York City Department of Building Site Safety Manager exam. I've left off with reviewing the 1968 Building Code, Volume 2. And the last section I am thumbing through is Appendix A, Selected Rules of the Department of Buildings. So it's like the early version of RCNY, which is the rules of the City of New York. I started recognizing the sections and then realizing, okay, this is the basis. And then the 2014, which is the current building code, is based upon these initial rules that were in Appendix A of the 1968 code. So now I'm reading these aloud and referencing, because reading aloud and then recording and listening to different sections helps me with my study process. So if it helps you, by all means, use it to your heart's content. I accidentally clicked off the video of the last because I was looking through the reference standards. So I'm going to start from the top on Appendix A. So here we go. Selected Rules of the Department of Buildings, Title I of the Rules of the City of New York. Chapter 1, Material and Equipment Application Procedures. Chapter 2, Boiler Inspections. Chapter 3, Vacant and Unguarded Buildings. Chapter 4, Certificate of Occupancy, Live Loads and Occupancy Loads. Chapter 5, Concrete. Chapter 6, Cranes. And I obviously, just by looking at it, there's more sections that are more expanded, because for every section there's subsection, which is large. And it's significantly larger compared to the 1968. Just throwing that out there. Chapter 7, Installation and Maintenance of Vent Damper Devices in Existing Boilers and Furnaces. Chapter 8, Demolition. Chapter 9, Rigging Operations. Chapter 10, Drums for Derrick Load and Boom Hoists. Chapter 11, Elevators, Escalators, Personnel Hoists, and Moving Walks. Chapter 12, Emergency Power System. Chapter 13, Adjudications. That has been repealed. Fees. Chapter 14 has been repealed. I didn't look to see if... Well, you got Chapter 7 has been repealed for vent damper. That was the only other one up to this point. Chapter 15, Fire Protection. Chapter 16, Inspection of Existing Structures during construction operation. Chapter 17, Testing Laboratories and Testing Services. Chapter 18, Resistance to Progressive Collapse under Extreme Local Loads. Chapter 19, Master Plumbers and Licensed Fire Suppression Piping Contractors. Chapter 20, Piping Systems. Chapter 21, Plans. Chapter 22, Pressure Tanks. Chapter 23, Non-Commercial Greenhouses. Chapter 24, Refuse Chutes and Refuse Rooms. Chapter 25, Climber and Tower Crane Riggers. Chapter 26, Safety of Public and Property during Construction and Operations. Chapter 27, Signs. Chapter 28, Smoke Detecting Devices and Systems and Carbon Monoxide Detecting Devices and Systems. 29, Sprinkler Systems. 30, Storage of Certain Waste Materials. 31, Suspension, Revocation, or limitation of registration rules and regulations. 32, Walls. 33, Exemptions from civil penalties. 34, Electrical Code Rules. 35, electrical inspection. 36, electrical contractors. 37, reference standards. 38, ventilation. 39, cooling towers and evaporative condensers. 40, installation and maintenance of gas-fueled water and space heaters in all portions of dwellings used or occupied for living purposes. Subchapter A, scope. Subchapter B, departmental procedure. Subchapter C, where heaters may be used. Subchapter D, installation of gas-fueled heaters. 41, venting of gas water heaters and other gas appliances in multiple dwellings. 42, entrance doors, locks, and intercommunication systems. 43, installation of security items in multiple dwellings. 44, exemptions from filing requirements. 45, building permit application procedures. 46, authorized representatives. 47, licensed oil burning equipment installers. 48, construction superintendents. 49, outdoor signs. You have subchapter A, general provisions. Subchapter B, registration of outdoor advertising companies. Subchapter C, administration remedies of the department pursuant to Section 26-260D of the Administration Code. Subchapter D, removal, storage, and disposal of sign and sign structures. Subchapter E, application for sign work permit. Chapter 50, distributed energy resource standards. 51, dormitories. 52, notification of Department of Commencement of Work pursuant to an earthwork permit. Chapter 100 had been administration in 2014. I see Subchapter A, administration, Subchapter B, enforcement, Subchapter D, which just looks like certificates. Subchapter A, administration, obviously I said before, enforcement. Subchapter D, it looks like qualifications for site safety manager and site safety coordinator certificates. And we have Appendix A, Department of Buildings, promulgation of amendments to regulate relating to public access records. Now, I don't believe I need to go through the rest of the 160 pages. Oops. So, I mean, I got an idea of what it is. If you're interested, I'll go to the end. Where did the one go? Scroll down here. Rules and regulations at the very end with some charts. A lot of rules and a lot of regulations and a lot of fees and more rules and more fees. Okay, I hope this was helpful. I just covered appendix. It looked very similar, only 2014 is obviously more updated and expanded. Anyhow, more content to come. Take care.